learned something from the 5:30 grid that I didn't know. So there's a lot to learn.
Win.
Also,
Win.
win. That's okay. And also, Kevin, I have no cards, not one, but several. So, okay. So I'm here to talk about the DNA for life and the natural laws. So first, by show of hands, who is familiar with natural laws? Quite a few. It's a good thing. So when I was first asked to present at this event, I said, sure, done this before, no pressure. And I started to prepare, started looking through the natural laws, what would apply to our topic for today. And then a few weeks before I came out here, a little birdie came into my office, or into our room, and said, to remind me that this event could be life-changing. So there goes my notes. I had to rethink everything and really started thinking differently. And it's a lot of introspective. So you stop and you think, what is causing me a lot of frustration? What is my biggest challenge? So I started thinking about, it's got to be growth. Tanglewood is growing, leaps and bounds. It's driving me nuts. People are pushed to the max. I'm missing, or max, I'll get it out. Missing due dates. Departments are stressed. Resources are stressed. And then I'm thinking, why would growth, frustrate me? Growth is a good thing for any business. So what it came down to was the fact that we did not have systems in place to support the growth that we're going through. That's what's frustrating. So, I'm here to talk about what we can do, what natural laws that I think we can use to help get those processes in place and move us forward in the systems. So natural laws, I think Kevin already referred to it, they're laws that govern the universe. There's over 500 of them that have been discovered over the last 20 years. And if you want to refer to your handout, it's panel 12 on the fourfold. So how can natural laws help us to install systems that work? The one principle that I thought about was the combination principle. This usually talks about we have so much on our plate, our family life, our home life. Our natural instinct is to push some of that away, just loosen the load, lighten the load. When in reality, it's having all that on our plate and prioritizing us that makes us more effective. And it's recognizing that. If you get the system in place to prioritize and make that work, your stress is relieved, you have a win. The other thing I started thinking about for us at Tanglewood is how the combination principle can be used with our processes. A lot of our departments are interchangeable. They all work together from sales to engineering to purchasing, estimating. We all use the same information. So if I were to be compartmentalized and just say in estimating, I created a process that just worked for me and not linked to these other departments, it's not going to work. So we could push it a little bit further and learn to expand that. So, and even if you move from role to role within the company, there's something that will link it, something that will connect it. So I think that would help us. And then with Thanksgiving coming up, I'm really going to be using the combination principle. Because with everything going on at work, like 10 people coming to my house, I can't change Thanksgiving. It's going to happen Thursday, so I've got to get it all done, make it happen. And I thought, we should use that every day, that same principle. And then I started talking about the caught in the middle principle. So this states that no matter how effective or efficient you are, if you're surrounded by ineffective or inefficient people, you become ineffective and inefficient. So I think you need to examine your business. Think of who you work with. Do you have the best people? Are they holding you back from succeeding? I think at Tanglewood, we kind of did an examination of our business. And did we have the right people in the right roles? How could we be more effective and more efficient? I think it helped us to understand what our strengths are, how we could help each other, and in turn we will help the company. So that's a win. And the last one, I'm going to have to read it because I think why we're all here. And in my studies I came across this one. It was the trickle principle. And it states that we did not get to where we are overnight. We are probably not going to change overnight. Quick changes typically don't work, and make a little change every day and great success will follow. And just remember that it's all a journey. That's why we're here. All these tools are here to help us succeed. And I think going forward,
awesome. That's great.
Charlie, stay up here real quick, I got a question.
Yes.
So in understanding the value of installing systems, if we just took one of those principles, the caught in the middle principle, what you're saying is we could be doing everything right and yet still be ineffective in the system if the people around us
Correct.
are ineffective. Oh my goodness. That's a huge win for me again today, right? Now, what could we do in that situation?
Help me here.
Could we, so what could we do? If we understand that, as opposed, we could get rid of the people around us and get really effective people in here, which may or may not work out. Or what could we do? Nancy,
Put a system in place.
put a system in place to do what?
To-
To help them become more effective. And what's a good first question to ask somebody around us that might be ineffective?
What is your challenge?
Maybe we don't know their biggest challenge, and if you could get help with anything, what would you love to get help on? Maybe nobody's ever asked them the question. Maybe that's why they're ineffective. But understanding these principles are going to make a big difference. Give it up for Carly. That was outstanding. Okay, we are going to go right into, Q&A. If you felt like you took a drink out of a fire hose and you've got a lot of information in a short time and it feels that way, guess what? You have. That's exactly what happened. Matt?
I just want to drive something home that just came up there.
Yeah.
In addressing the biggest challenge for those that you're working with, when you're caught in the middle, what you're doing is you're helping them think differently. And by asking that question and incorporating that into what you're doing is you're letting them know what's in it for them. Why should they be consistent and committed? Why should they be disciplined in action, thought, whatever you want them to do? If you want them to do something, they have to understand what they're getting out of it as well. It's always that first.